Okay, buddy. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your morning and coming on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Thank you, and I apologize for doing it on my cell phone. I don't know if the quality is good or not, but my laptop ran out of space because I have too many interviews downloaded on my laptop, so I had to switch to the phone today.
Fair enough. I'm on the phone as well.
Okay, cool.
I know. I think the phone's got a better quality camera. You have an iPhone?
No, I got a Droid. That's why the it don't look as
Okay.
clear as yours.
Just ridiculous, like 16 pixels. It's all right. It's all right. Everything is fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So, like, the first thing I want to start out asking you is like, what drew you to want to act? Like, when did your passion start for it?
Oh my goodness. All right. Funny story, right? I was like 7 or 8, and my parents just wanted to get rid of me. I was one of those ADHD kids. I was like all over the place, right? And they're like, you know what? Screw it. Like they put me in every activity possible. They're like soccer, get them in freaking I don't know, giving them in baseball, just get them away from us. And they put me in a theater show, and they're like, and I was like, I don't want to do it. And they're like, you don't want to do it anymore. We won't make you do it any after this, but like just try this one. And I loved it. And I kept going. I kept getting bigger and bigger roles in, community theater. It was a very fun time. I just loved every project that I would work on. And then I was like, what if I started doing film and if I
Yeah.
started doing commercials? So I got an agent in San Francisco and I started working jobs. I would work commercials with them and then I'd work short films on my own. It was very fun going into audition rooms, as you can tell, a little bit crazy. So they kind of get my like they're like, all right, yeah, we know that kid's attitude. We know he's going to be a lot of fun to work with. And then I've just done short films and films and all that good stuff up until now, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I've just every time I'm on set, it's like the voice that kind of crawls around in the back of your head and talks to you is like, oh, should you be doing this? Should you goes away when I'm on set. I feel like that's the time when I'm completely in the moment and I just have a blast every time. And you get to do the strangest things
Oh
as
yeah.
well when you're on set. Like I've been strung up to a ceiling in front of a blue screen and like had some PA with like a leaf blower just like
Oh my God.
blowing at me while someone else spins me, and they're like, "Go!" I'm like, "Do what?" And they're just like, look like you're flying. I'm like, "All right," and I'm doing flips in the air. So it's like I didn't expect to be doing that on my Sunday, but here I am, like upside down, and it's too late to say no.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You're already
So,
there and up in the air and upside down. So
yeah,
there's
no,
there's
it's like
no
no
no turning
understanding of
back.
my orientation in space, and it's like it's too late. I'm already in too deep. You know? Have you never been there where you're just all right? Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm here now. I might as well do it. I can't back out. That yeah. I've had a few moments like that where I show up and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this now. And do I turn back? Do I go forward?
but it's fun. It's the most fun thing that you could ever think of doing, and I've always just been so excited every time I get a part.
Oh,
To
that's
go and do the
awesome.
best that I can do.
See, that's how you know that you still have a passion for it because every time you go, you have that feeling, like the nervous
Mm-hmm.
feeling, the exciting feeling. Like once you lose that, you're like, all right, I think it's time to find something else. But like as long as you have that, you're like good.
Yeah, it's just stuck there.
So like, what was the first role you ever had for either film or television?
First role I ever had. Boy, that's a hard one. It was something. It was a commercial for Xfinity,
Oh,
and
nice.
that was a pretty fun one. Love working commercials, especially for big agencies where they have a lot of money to spend on clothes that you're not going to wear. It was like they had me go to a pre-fitting, right? And I go in the room and there's this wall of outfits, and we're like, why do you guys have all this? And they're like, this is all for you. And it was like the director and the producer in the room, or like the costume designer. They're like, okay, so they had me try on about 6 of the like I want to say 200 items that they brought with them. And they delivered, or they go over what items I should be wearing for a good 2 hours, right? And they decide on this outfit that they know is going to be perfect. No way it could ever go wrong, right? And then when I go on set, then they have a whole like the tents that you see in like just outside, or they'll have them on the beaches. They're like the pop-up tents. They have
Yes.
a whole another one of those just filled with racks of clothes. And they're like, yeah, we changed our whole we want you to wear something different. We didn't like that one on you. I'm like, okay. so, so they have me put something completely different on. And then this is all like this, the crescendo of all this is just so I can sit and move a chess piece.
Oh my God.
They're like, he has to look perfect. So that was, I mean, but that's something that I never thought I'd be doing.
Yeah, right.
It's a funny thing to talk about.
And I saw you were in a couple horror films. Horror is my
I know.
that's what I
I
love
can
watching.
tell.
Yeah, so you were in App Apparition and White Terror.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and Abigail.
Yeah, so how was your experiences like working on both horror sets?
Oh my gosh. Let me think about it for a second. White Terror was fun. I mean, I feel like all the movie sets are kind of the same, really, no matter what project you're working on.
Yeah.
Like, let's see, Apparition was pretty fun. I think a good story from that was when we were out on the beach. We were filming a beach scene,
Okay.
and we were not supposed to be on the beach.
Oh.
So what we would do is we would have a pop-up tent. It was the hottest day in San Diego. I wish I could say that I was embellishing for the sake of the interview, but it was the hottest day. We were going through a heat wave. Everyone just looked like they wanted to die, but it was fun because we had to get those shots, right? So we started filming out on the beach, and this lifeguard came up to us. He was like, "Hey, you guys aren't supposed to be doing what you're doing." And we were like, okay, we'll pack up. Well, we couldn't pack up. Where are we gonna go? This is the time that these shots were supposed to be taken. Yeah. So the lifeguard continues patrolling down the beach, and we have a PA run out and follow the lifeguard down the beach with their walkie-talkie. So the lifeguard would go all the way to our section. We were on the very last, so if we had the beach right here, we were over here. Okay. So the lifeguard, we have a good amount of time that the lifeguard's looking the other way. So our PA would follow the lifeguard down the beach to the radio. All right, you're ready to go. And we would run out with film crew and all. And no, everyone watching, and film our scenes, and then we get a sound over the radio. He's coming back, and we'd see him, and we'd all run back to the tent and just pretend like we were doing nothing, like we were just enjoying our time there, wearing nice, not beach-worthy clothes with a giant camera crew. So that was Apparition, and
Oh my God, that's so
Uh,
funny.
you said, um,
The White Terror.
or no, that was White Terror, and then Apparition was that was the first, but probably not the last time I'll shave my hair for a movie. I was I was playing a prison boy, right? And I was like this was one of the first roles I had, so they just had me as a little peon. They're like, we're gonna put him in the back, he'll do fine, he can't screw up our big production too much if we just like keep him in the corner, right? And they're like, okay, so we want all the prison boys to shave their heads. And I remember my parents were like very concerned
Yeah.
about this, but I was like, I want to do it. And they're like, Trace, you don't want to do it. I was like, I am committed. They're like, Trace, you're not committed. I was like, I am excited. They're like, all right, we've already gone this far. So I'm sitting there in that like the whole thing about it is that like we're like these little boy convicts that are like going to prison now for our crimes against humanity, and they want to get they want to get a shot of us like the people taking all of our hair off. So I remember sitting there in the chair all serious like as a sixth grader being like, all right, how do I play this? How do I taking myself a little bit too serious, like, all right, I'm gonna think of the most terrible stuff while I have my hair coming off, and I'll be like, this just means everything to me. So I don't know, that was a fun one. And then Abigail was probably the most recent horror film I did.
Yeah.
And that was done while I was in college.
Oh,
So
okay.
I took a week off of school. I took all my homework with me, and it was one of the it was a crazy shoot because half of my scenes were during night, and we were doing shoots from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is a weird time to get up to be awake. And at that time, I promise you, you start questioning yourself. So I get up, right, and they have me playing a bully. And they're like, all right, for your character, since it's like the 80s, we want you wearing these very short blue shorts.
Yeah.
I wanted a couple more inches on the shorts, but I was like, I gotta commit to the character. And they had me wearing this tank top, right? And this plaid jacket. This was my character, freaking wearing nothing. And they're like, all right, let's put that kid out just in the middle of the woods and see what he does. There was, we had a scene. I was with the other actors on set. It was super fun during the night, but they just had me in the skimpiest outfit they could have possibly put me in. At that time, I didn't have any muscle. I didn't have any fat on me. I was just cold. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was fun, but it was a fun set, but I was loopy the entire time.
Yeah,
We were
I
pushing
know.
through it,
Lost
but
all those hours.
yeah, no, it was crazy. We we'd stay up from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and I'm always super impressed by the PAs and the other the actors. We have it easy. Like the other people working the set, they're staying in there until 7, 8, 9 in the morning until everything was cleaned up. I was saying thank you every time I'd get back. I was like, you're better than me. But it was fun. I remember we a lot of the cast was pretty young. And when I say young, I mean it's all relative. They're all around my age, and all the other crew members were like, "You guys should go out. You guys should go and have a night." So me, a couple of the PAs, and the other two actors that I was working with, we all went out to dinner. And then we go out to dinner. It's about 8 o'clock at night, and then we go out to the ranch that we were filming on, and we start playing Truth or Dare, which I won't talk about any of the questions that were being asked, but the dares that were being proposed by this very, very, very nice cast. But I just remember thinking, sitting there by the fire, I was like, gosh, it's gonna be like kind of late. It's like 10 o'clock at night. Should probably go to bed. And we kept playing, and I was like, holy.
I don't think I'm
It's
going to bed
about
now.
12 o'clock at night. I should really go to bed. And I tell them, I'm like, hey, like, do we want to stay up? And they're like, yes, we do. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, all right, guys, we gotta go to bed. And they're like, all right, fine. So we drive back to the house, and I don't know why, but I was like, yeah, sure, I'll stay up on my phone, watch cartoons for another hour.
Oh,
So it's
no.
about 4 in the morning, fall asleep for 2 hours, and then I get up at 6 to start shooting the next day.
Oh.
It was like, I mean, granted, the other actors, they've been there a lot longer, but people were falling asleep on set. I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta stay committed. So like when we weren't filming, I was doing jumping jacks. I was like, just wake up, Trace. We were drinking coffee. It was the do you drink Celsius? You know what those are?
I
You
saw
know
it.
the
I never
energy
drank
drinks?
it yet. Is it good?
Oh my gosh, stay away from that stuff. It's like
Oh,
gasoline.
really?
It was the first time I ever saw it, but like it was funny. There was I don't know why, but they brought like pallets of this stuff to set because they knew that like what they're having us do. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
I was drinking on the can. There's a specification there, like it's an actual warning that says do not drink more than 2 of these in a day if you're like a healthy grown adult. And like during the morning of that shoot, I was like, all right, I gotta be ready to go. So I cracked open 3 of them and
Oh,
drank them all.
no.
I was like, what? All right, we're ready. We're in the moment. And like, but it was a good shoot. Good
Okay.
shoot. It was a healthy shoot, totally sustainable.
Exactly. It sounds like it.
We have lots of fun on horror films. That's what I think.
And, the I I recently saw the short film you did on the line like a couple weeks ago, and I thought you did so well in it. And that's like the first time I heard of you or saw you was on that short two little boys. Like you did such an amazing job with that, and I was like, oh my god, I want to interview this guy. Like how how did you wind up getting that role for two little boys?
Another crazy one. So I don't remember how I got in contact with the director, but he saw some of my previous work and he was like, yeah, I feel like I could kind of get this kid. I feel like I kind of like him. So he drove up I was based in San Francisco at the time. So he drove up from Los Angeles to audition in San Francisco and we found this dance studio. And um, we found this dance studio, and that might have been like one of the craziest auditions I've ever done. It was like it was really funny because as you know, that's a pretty serious
Well,
short
yeah,
film, right?
yeah.
And I'm sitting in there trying to portray these scenes correctly, like true to the character, to really like to be honest. And we're in a
Hmm.
dance studio, so I'm just doing this scene, and I'm like, all right, I'm really sad right now. And then you just hear from the background as like techno music would come and people would start dancing in the room.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my goodness. So he ended up casting me and we went down to Los Angeles for I think it was a 2-day shoot. And
Okay.
I was on set working with them for 3 days. We spent a day working on the makeup, getting all the costumes ready and rehearsing. And then we shot the next 2 days. Yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah, like I was saying that like you did so well in that short, like the serious and the
Here's
crying.
here's the here's the thing. The fear was real. They prepared me for it. we were being driven to they were having someone come and pick us up every day from the house that we were staying at. And this particular day that we did the bathroom scene, or like the second part of the film, we were running a little bit late, and the driver was like, "We're spending a lot of money on this production. We gotta get there, but it's Los Angeles traffic, right?" So we're going. They put me in the back of the car, threw my seatbelt on me, put me, since I'm under 18 at the time. They put my mom in the back of the car, throw a seatbelt on her. They're like, "We gotta go." So they start going like 30, 40, 50 miles just down the residential roads. And once we get on the freeway, that's when it starts. We start hitting like 100, 110 miles an hour, just racing to set. And I was freaking out in the back. It's like, oh,
I'm sure you were.
By the time I get there on set, my eyes just look like saucers, right? I look like I am on something because of what I just went through. And they look at me, they're like, you look prepared today. You look like you're in the moment today. I was so it's just the environment that I was put in. I was very lucky. I honestly think that they told the person that was driving, they're like, you know what, just like really, let's get the fear into him before he comes on set, so he's ready. We got to get him in the right mindset.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that's crazy.
No, it was fun. I was working with a great cast, a great crew. So it was like in that film especially, like the people that were Farbod, the director, he had it all planned out before we even started. So he was very professional about it. He knew exactly what he was doing. The other cast members, great actors, great people to work with. The people editing it knew how to edit it. So like it all came together. Everyone was contributing as much as they could to the team, like to make the best thing that they could possibly make. And I think it worked out pretty well.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. Like when the actor who plays the bully, and just the way it happened, like because you're the person you play, he's confronting the bully, and at first you think the bully wants to attack him because he's gay, but then you find out the bully had, from what I read from it, the bully and your character were either had sex or kissed or something.
They were just yeah, it was just a story about them as little kids, um having emotions towards each other that aren't that the parents didn't see as fit for them
Exactly.
to have. And it kind of was a story to show how hate isn't like how it's more of a like not a generational problem, but
Yeah.
how it's not exactly the bully's fault, I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the best way that I can put it. And it was showing why he felt certain ways towards my character. So it was really powerful, it sent a really good message.
Oh, that definitely did. Yeah. And you got something coming out. I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it or not. Talk to your fish. Like I see it.
Dr. Fish, yeah.
Film that is made and ready to come out. Like, are you allowed to say anything about that?
Talk to Your Fish is super exciting. It's on the short film circuit right now. It's
Okay.
going around a little bit. And that was probably the most fun I've had on the set ever
Oh, really?
so far. Yeah, I was playing a very interesting character. He had autism, and it was a story about how people on the spectrum have it was about his transition from an environment that he was very comfortable with to an environment that was very new to him. And I did a lot of research for the role because, of course, I wanted to be very respectful of the people that that I'm portraying. And like what I found was that a lot of anxiety can be built up just by not having the same patterns. available, or like, so when he went into a new environment, it was a very hard experience for him. But the story was about me, or the story was about Sam getting more responsibility and becoming more comfortable with his environment. And they did this by, or the director showed this by having him take care of his neighbor's cat, which to you and me would be a very simple task. But when you got all the stuff going on in your head and you got a lot of anxiety, things can be a lot more difficult. So it's about him feeding the cat, getting more comfortable with the new place that he's at. And at the end of the film, the character is supposed to lose the cat, but he doesn't understand that like he's taking care of his neighbor's cat and the person just moved, but he thinks that he's lost the cat, so he ends up like running around, in my case, the streets of Los Angeles looking for the cat by the end of the film. And this is another funny story. By the end of the film, I'm outside, it's kind of late at night, and I really like to interact with people that don't know that a film is being shot. I think it's hilarious to find someone walking by you that doesn't know what's going on and say, "Hey, have you seen my cat?" And they just give you the strangest looks. And no one was safe. Construction workers, the people in the cars driving by, no one was safe. I was going at it. We were getting some good shots, and there was this. We were shooting at this church, and this old man walks out of the church, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be so good." So I'm like, "Hey, have you seen my cat?" He was like, "No," and I was like, "He's black. He's the cat. Like he ran away. His name's Oliver." Calling like I was saying the lines to him, and the guy was going along with it, and I'm like, this is new. Everyone else has wanted to stay as far away from me as possible. What's going on? So we have a good dialogue about this big cat that's gone missing. And the director calls cut, and we all, like, the entire crew just goes up to this guy. They're like, "What's going on?" And the guy's like, "Oh, you don't recognize my voice?" And I'm like, "No, we're like," and I apologize to him. I'm like, "Hey, I'm really sorry for involving you in this." He's like, "No, it's okay. I'm an actor myself." I'm like, "Oh, you are? What have you been in?" And he's like, "You're not in the voice from have you ever watched Shark Tank?"
Oh yeah, yeah. Where they come up with all the ideas and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
The voiceover for Shark Tank happens to be this guy.
Really?
So I can proudly say in my acting career that I have been yelling at an old man. Who's the voice
And it's the guy from Shark Tank.
Maybe that's as far as we'll go. But it was, I don't know. He was really fun. He was a cool guy. It was a cool experience just to, end up meeting all these very interesting people.
Yeah.
It was really fun. The person who wrote the script, it was her first time ever writing a script, and she was the most eloquent writer that I've ever seen. She was very professional about her writing. It was like the story made a lot of sense. It was a very clear story, and it was just a lot of fun to work on that set. And by the time I came home and I was telling my roommates about it, I was just sobbing. I was like, "You guys should have seen how fun this is." So it was good. It was a very fun shoot.
Okay. And I have to ask, with Halloween only a few days away, like during the month of Halloween, did you watch any good horror films?
Did I watch any good horror films? We were watching one last night called what? I don't remember the name of it. We were watching one last night, and I watched it for about a half an hour, and then I was like, I got work to do tomorrow. See the Grue Rume? There's only two options. One, I can either watch movies or I can work in. I can't have both. I'm too
Exactly.
busy.
Exactly. Yes.
It's I have I'm guessing you're a big fan of horror films.
Oh my
I
God.
would I've always been a fan of listening to or like reading horror stories,
Oh yeah. Okay.
especially because I feel like at least for me personally, horror films can kind of cheat with jump scares or with visual cues, but when they have to describe everything that's going on, then it's just a whole different experience. There's this show,
You're
or
right.
it's not the show, it's this podcast called the No Sleep Podcast. And I would, if you ever have any free time, I'd look it up on the internet and I'd see if you
Yeah.
could find
Yeah.
some episodes from it, especially like the like the first couple ones that they do. They're just amazing.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
it's like horror themed and stuff.
mhm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
psychological horror. They have monsters. They have crazy people. They have everything that we love about horror films, you know. But
Oh,
it's just I think it's scarier
oh,
because they don't have the visual element. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
That's very, very interesting. I never heard of that. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you.
You're like, I don't know.
And what kind of songs do you like listening to? Like, what do you have on your playlist?
That depends on my mood. It depends on my mood. I'll listen to classical music. I'll listen to rock. I'll listen to hardcore metal. I'll listen to rap. I'll listen to reggae, jazz. I have, Minecraft music, whatever you want.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's all on my playlist. You know.
Sweet. Nice, nice. And if you were doing karaoke, what do you think you would sing?
Oh my goodness! If I was doing karaoke, what would I sing?
I know it's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one. It is a tough one. Maybe um I like the song I Got Spurs That Jingle Jangle.
Okay, I heard of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
I was
Sweet,
like
sweet.
it was yeah, there was a strange filtering process in my head that went on that was like, all right, all the songs that Trace knows, which ones have lyrics? Okay, which ones have lyrics that are in English? Which ones have lyrics that you remember? And I ended up at this strange, obscure song through that train of thought.
Oh
Why'd you
my
do this to me?
God.
I thought I was safe in your hands, man. Yeah, no, so it's a very old song. It's a fun song.
Do you have anything coming up that you would like to plug? I mean, I know "Talk to Your Fish" you said is playing in
Talk to
film.
Your Fish is the big one right now. I put a lot of work into that. I know everyone that worked on it put a lot of work into it. So if it ever does come out on the internet, I will definitely tell you about it.
Okay,
Um, but right now it's just on the short film circuit.
sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's the one. And then Abigail as well.
Yes.
Abigail will be coming out soon, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. You don't know when stuff's coming out now with the strike
Mhm.
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where can fans follow you at?
They can follow me at Trace Talbot on Instagram. You can look up Two Little Boys on YouTube and you'll get some good clips.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on. I know we did this pretty early, so I appreciate you waking up and coming on.
Yeah, no. It's all for it, man. Just gotta bring the energy, man. We'll make it work.
Exactly, yes. Well, have a good rest of your day, whatever you decide to do, and have fun doing it.
All right. Have a good day. Bye.
All right, you too, buddy.